before a man ever earns $1 million, he must become one in thought. The wealth you see in the world, every empire, every invention, every skyscraper piercing the clouds was once invisible, i.e., existed first in the mind of a dreamer who refused to be ordinary, a man who dared to see beyond his present condition. That's where all greatness begins, not with money, not with status, but with the audacity of thought. Most people wait for success to prove itself before they believe they can achieve it. The millionaire thinks differently. He believes first, and that belief molds the unseen world into the visible. He lives as though the future already belongs to him. That's not arrogance, it's awareness. Awareness that the mind is the first factory of fortune. When Thomas Edison envisioned the electric bulb, people called him a fool. He was told he was chasing light inside glass. But yet, he failed over 10,000 times and never once called them failures. He called them discoveries. Every setback was proof that his vision was real enough to test. You see, a millionaire doesn't count failures. He counts lessons. He doesn't avoid the struggle. He uses it as raw material. Every empire has a mental foundation. Carnegie built his fortune not from steel, but from strategy. Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile, he perfected art, the idea of mass production through relentless clarity. Walt Disney went bankrupt. Bates was rejected by bankers who said his ideas were too childish and still built a kingdom from imagination. These men shared one common habit. They were millionaires in thought before they ever became millionaires in life. The poor mind waits for permission. The millionaire mind acts with purpose. Poor mind sees problems. The millionaire sees patterns. The poor mind works for wages. The millionaire works for worth. The difference is not in education, luck, or inheritances in the way they think, decide, and persist. You will never rise above the image you hold of yourself. Why millionaires guard their minds like kings guard their crowns. They refuse to let doubt enter the gates. They know one destructive thought can poison a lifetime of effort. So they choose what to think, what to hear, and what to feel. The man who learns to discipline his mind becomes unstoppable. Because the moment you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your world. Your circumstances no longer dictate your destiny. Your decisions do. You stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, who can I become? The journey to wealth is not a climb up the mountain, it's a descent inward, into your own beliefs, fears, and patterns. The millionaire mindset is born in silence. When you confront the voices that tell you you're not enough, and you answer them with conviction, I am becoming what I was created to be. The world doesn't reward need, it rewards value. You cannot beg your way to greatness, you must become indispensable. Every millionaire understands this law. Money flows to value, and value flows from mastery. So, before you chase wealth, chase excellence. Before you demand success, demand growth from yourself. When you study the lives of the greats, you find a single truth: discipline was their religion. They did not work when they felt like it. They worked because their purpose commanded it. They understood that consistency outperforms motivation every single time. Motivation fades, rituals remain. Wake early. Not because it's fashionable, but because the morning is the quiet laboratory of destiny. When the world sleeps, the millionaire mind awakens. In those silent hours, thoughts sharpen, vision expands, resolve strengthens. Wealth doesn't come to those who chase. It comes to those who attract it. And attraction is not mysticism. It's alignment. When your thoughts, habits, and energy align with abundance, the universe responds. This is what Napoleon Hill meant when he wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Most people read that line and nod. The millionaire lives it. He conceives ideas others cannot see. He believes in them when no one else will. And he achieves them because he refuses to let time, opinion, or failure dictate the outcome. Art. You cannot think like a victim and expect to live like a victor. You cannot spend your days blaming and expect your nights to be peaceful. Responsibility is the first law of the millionaire's mind. He looks at his life and says, everything that happens to me is either something I created or something I allowed. That level of ownership gives him power others will never taste. Every limitation you've been taught, book was handed to you by someone who quit on their own dream. Let go of the belief that you need permission to rise. History remembers those who broke patterns, not those who obeyed them. Edison didn't wait for approval. Jobs didn't ask for validation. Oprah didn't wait to be invited to the table. She built her own. Difference between the masses and the masters is simple. One lives by reaction, the other by creation. The masses follow trends. The masters set them. The masses talk about problems. The masters invent solutions. Every invention, every revolution, every empire was born from someone who thought differently and refused to apologize for it. So train your mind to create, not complain, to learn, not lament, to move, not moan, because every moment spent in self-pity is a moment stolen from your own future empire. Every great transformation begins when a man stops asking, "What do I need to do?" and starts asking, "Who must I become?" Back use. Doing comes from being. Action is the shadow of identity. A man who sees himself as weak will act in hesitation. A man who believes he is destined for greatness moves with certainty, even when the road ahead is unclear. You cannot think like a millionaire while carrying the emotions of a beggar. Big. You cannot expect abundance while living in resentment. The universe responds not to words, but to vibration, to the energy that flows through your thoughts. Build your habits, your speech, your posture. The rich carry an energy of direction. The poor carry an energy of confusion. Before you become rich in your hands, you must become rich in your heart. Gratitude is that wealth. Every millionaire knows that gratitude is not a reaction, it's a decision. When you thank life for what it has given you, even when it's less than you hoped for, you open the door for more. Gratitude multiplies blessings because it signals the mind that you already have value within you. Think of Henry Ford once more. Before he built cars for millions, he spent nights in silence, dismantling and reassembling engines alone, guided by curiosity and belief. When others quit, Ford stayed curious. When the press mocked him, he smiled. When his factories burned to ashes, he rebuilt with the same steel in his spirit that he used in his machines. Because the millionaire mind is not built in comfort, it is forged in fire. Every challenge is an invitation, every rejection a refinement, every delay a test of faith. The poor mind sees a wall and stops. The millionaire sees a wall and finds a way over it, under it, through it, or beyond it. This is the difference between endurance and surrender. The millionaire endures because he knows that temporary pain is the price of permanent progress. And when fear comes it will come, he welcomes it. Fear is the bodyguard of growth. If you are not afraid, you are not expanding. The difference is that while others let fear freeze them, the millionaire uses fear as fuel. He asks, what is this fear trying to teach me? There comes a moment in every dreamer's journey when the noise of the world grows, louder than the whisper within. That is the moment when most people quit. But the millionaire doesn't quit. He listens deeper because he knows that the whisper of purpose will always outlast the noise of doubt. Look around you. Every invention you touch, every song you hear, every building you walk through was once an idea someone refused to abandon. Success is not about talent. It's about stamina. You can outlast anyone if your why is strong enough. But why clarity is everything. You must know what you want and why you want it. Without purpose, effort is wasted. Purpose is the compass that directs discipline. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from dream to reality. Why? You no longer need to be pushed. Your own vision pulls you forward. Don't aim to make money. Aim to create impact. Because money is the echo of impact. The moment your work begins to serve others, abundance begins to serve you. The millionaire knows this truth. I do not chase. I create. I do not wait. I build. I do not hope. I plan. There's a rhythm to a heartbeat that beats inside every person who dares to rise. That rhythm is persistence. When your motivation dies, persistence keeps you alive. When your results fade, persistence keeps you moving. Persistence is not glamorous, it's gritty, silent, and invisible. But it's the invisible that builds the visible. When you wake up and do what must be done, day after day, the universe notices. When you act like the person you wish to become, your future starts to rearrange itself around your conviction. That's the unseen law of life. Energy follows focus. If your focus is scattered, your results will be but when your mind is laser focused on a vision, even the impossible begins to bend. That is how dreams are manufactured. Not overnight, not by luck, but by daily repetition of belief. Wealth is not an accident. It's a byproduct of alignment. When your vision aligns with your actions, and your actions align with your values, success becomes inevitable. But most people sabotage themselves. They think small, daydream conditionally. They say, I'll try if it works. The millionaire says, IT will work because I'll make it work. That's the difference. One speaks from hope. The other speaks from certainty. Certainty doesn't come from results, it comes from repetition. You repeat belief until it becomes truth. You practice success in your imagination until it becomes reality. You write your destiny in thought until it prints itself in the world. This is why imagination is not childish, it's divine. It is the preview of your future self. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." Why? Because knowledge is limited to what is, while imagination touches what can be. Your mind is a seed. Whatever you plant grows. Plant doubt, reap delay. Plant faith, reap fortune. The soil of your mind does not judge the seed, simply returns what you sow. That is why mental discipline is the foundation of wealth. There will be seasons of drought, of loneliness, of loss. But understand, the storm is not your enemy, it's your training ground. Every storm builds roots, and only deep roots survive the wind. The millionaire doesn't pray for easier weather. He prays for stronger roots. The difference between the great and the forgotten is not in opportunity, it's in endurance. While others stop when it's hard, the millionaire stops only when it's done. There will come nights when the world seems silent to your efforts, when you give everything you have and nothing seems to move. When doors stay shut and your prayers echo back unanswered. It is in those nights that destinies are tested, because wealth, true wealthies, not given to those who want it. It's revealed to those who are ready to hold it. The millionaire understands that waiting is not weakness. Waiting is preparation. During the drought, he builds. During rejection, he refines. He does not curse the darkness. He sharpens his flame. While others waste energy complaining, he invests it in creation. Because he knows that patience is not passive, it's power in stillness. Every failure carries the seed of equal or greater success. Napoleon Hill wrote, "That's not poetry, it's law." The world breaks you down to rebuild you sharper. It delays you to develop you. When you're denied, you're being directed. Every closed door is protection from something not meant for your future self. The millionaire mind whispers, "Keep going. The process is perfect." The struggle you hate today will be the strength you thank tomorrow. The rejection that stung you is the redirection that saved you. The nights you cried in silence are the proof that you still cared enough to continue. And in the end, those who keep walking in the dark find the sunrise. Others gave up waiting for discipline, clarity, faith, gratitude. These are the currencies of a mind that refuses to live in limitation. When the world chases shortcuts, the millionaire sharpens skills. When the crowd looks for excuses, he looks for leverage, because he knows that success doesn't belong to the strongest, it belongs to the most strategic. The truth is, money is not the goal, it's the mirror. It reflects who you have become. If your thoughts are chaotic, your finances will be too. If your beliefs are limited, your income will be capped. Why real wealth starts within. Before you earn your first million, you must first become the kind of person who can hold 1,000,000 with humility, clarity, and purpose. Because if you gain the money without gaining the mindset, you will lose both. But if you build the mindset first, even if the money is taken, you can rebuild it again and again. That's the difference between fortune and fluke. Anyone can stumble into money. Only a millionaire mind can sustain it. Because the millionaire doesn't chase wealth, he creates value. E doesn't ask, what can I get? Pucks, he asks, what can I give that no one else can? Bets, the hidden law of abundance. You rise by serving. Art, the more people you help, the higher you ascend. Andrew Carnegie once said, no man becomes rich unless he enriches others. That truth will never expire. So stop chasing money and start chasing meaning. Because when you chase meaning, money follows naturally. The world is desperate for leaders who build, not boast. Serve, not scheme. There's a quiet confidence in the millionaire mind. It doesn't shout. It acts. Art. It doesn't seek applause. It seeks alignment. It's not interested in being liked. It's devoted to being effective. And while others waste energy proving themselves, the millionaire proves his purpose through progress. Think of your mind as a workshop. Every thought is a craftsman. Every belief a tool. Some tools build, others destroy. The question is, what are you allowing to build your future? If your thoughts are born from fear, they will build walls. If your thoughts are born from faith, they will build doors. Every day you are constructing something, either a prison of doubt or a palace of vision. Choose wisely what bricks you lay. The millionaire chooses creation over consumption. He doesn't drown in distractions or live through other people's success. He reads when others scroll. E plans when others complain. E builds when others wait. Because he knows time is the only currency that cannot be earned back. Every minute you waste on envy is a minute stolen from execution. You cannot become wealthy while secretly resenting wealth. You cannot attract what you criticize. The universe gives more to those who celebrate what they want to see more of. Art, so bless the success of others. It's proof that abundance exists. Their victory doesn't reduce your chances. It increases your possibilities. And when you see someone winning, don't ask, why not me? Ask, what can I learn from them? Because the student mindset never expires. Every millionaire remains a student long after the degrees are forgotten. But the moment you believe you've learned enough, you stop growing. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. And a dying mind can never produce a living dream. No, understand this. Thinking like a millionaire is not about arrogance or luxury. It's about liberation. It's the freedom to choose your path, the courage to walk it, and the wisdom to grow along the way. The millionaire doesn't measure success by possessions. He measures it by progress. He's not interested in showing off. He's obsessed with showing up every day in every way with intention and fire, because he knows success is rented, and the rent is due every morning. Pay it in effort. You pay it in focus. You pay it in faith. You see, the world is full of people with potential, but potential means nothing without persistence. Talent fades. Motivation fluctuates. But persistence transforms everything it touches. When your dream becomes a duty, when your vision becomes your vow, when your purpose becomes your prayer, you have crossed the line from wishing to becoming. The hidden power of mindset. It doesn't just change how you think, it changes who you are. When you start thinking like a millionaire, your energy changes. Your choices change. But your circle changes. You stop chasing validation and start chasing vision. You stop seeking comfort and start seeking challenge. And that's when life begins to rearrange itself around your new identity. So now, take a breath and look around you. Every great monument you see, every invention, every empire was born from one truth. Someone thought differently. Someone dared to believe before the evidence appeared. Someone dared to act when no one was watching. Someone dared to stay when others quit. Spirit, you can be that person. You can think like the wealthy before you ever become wealthy. You can move with the certainty of those who have already arrived, even while you are still walking the road, because the journey is not about the destination. It's about transformation. Bet you are not chasing money. Bear, you are sculpting the kind of mind that money will one day chase. The world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs more doers with vision. Men and women who see the invisible, believe the impossible, and achieve the inevitable. When you start thinking like a millionaire, you stop waiting for opportunity. You become opportunity. You stop asking for miracles. You start performing them. You stop living in reaction. You begin creating your own reality. This is the truth of all who rise. They were rich long before they had riches. They were powerful long before they held power. They believed long before they were believed in. So think like a millionaire. Walk like one. Speak like one. Believe like one. Because the moment your mind changes, your world will too. And that, my friend, is where your true fortune begins.